before I get into the fun facts side of the video, I just want to show you this. My friends and I climbed a hill the other day, and we're all very unfit, so we decided to go and climb up this hill. So I had my iPod with me, and I just decided to get this terrible quality video. It's very shaky. I apologize. Anyway, it's just sort of following on from that driving video I did, just to, I don't know, show you something else very, very quickly. But in a second you'll see how immature we were, because at the top of the hill was this weather vane, and we decided to stick it full of dead branches from the trees to make it look like a tree. And we thought we were very clever doing this, but there were some people behind us that followed us up, and so we just hope they appreciated it. Anyway, on to the fun facts. I haven't done this in a while, so I thought it'd be quite fun to get one out. Hopefully there aren't any repeats from the previous two videos, but I can't remember, so I apologize if I repeat any facts. Okay, let's start. Pound for pound, leopards are said to be 7 times stronger than humans. The distance between cities are actually the distances between city halls. The soldiers of World War I were the first people to use the modern flushing toilet. The inventor, Thomas Crapper. That's pretty funny that Thomas Crapper invented it, and we take a crap on his invention. Conservationists and conversationalists, 18 letters, are the longest non-scientific transposals. Developed in Egypt about 5,000 years ago, the greyhound breed was known before the 9th century in England, where it was bred by aristocrats to hunt such small game as hares. Nylon is made from coal and petroleum. Yeah, I knew it had petroleum in it, but I didn't know it had coal. If you don't know what nylon is, it's fishing line, basically. America's best-selling ice cream flavor is vanilla. I think you'd find that it's similar all over the world. It's very popular here as well. There are, on average, 259 raisins in a box of Raisin Bran and 388 in a box of premium Raisin Bran. I'm guessing that's an American cereal. We have Sultana cereals called Sultana Bran, which I'm sure it's probably the same thing. In 1953, race car driver Tim Flock raced at NASCAR with a monkey in the seat beside him. That's very interesting, isn't it? That one was a repeat, so I won't say it again. Wow, every drop of seawater contains approximately 1 billion gold atoms. That's pretty impressive. At the end of the Beatles song, A Day in the Life, an ultrasonic whistle, audible only to dogs, was recorded by Paul McCartney for his Shetland sheepdog. This one should be quite familiar to a lot of us. Most dreams last only 5 to 20 minutes. It's strange because sometimes you feel like you dream the entire time you sleep. I do anyway. I feel like it goes on and on. But then I never remember them when I wake up. It's crazy. The word Nazi is actually an abbreviation for National Sozialistische Deutsche Arbeit. This is German and I cannot read it. Anyway, which refers to the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Yeah. No. No. Sorry, I'm just looking for good ones. According to Scandinavian folklore, trolls only came out at night because sunlight would turn them to stone. In the YouTube world, trolls come out of everywhere and at any time. Was it gargoyles as well? I remember a show called Gargoyles. And was it when light came on them they turned to stone? Something like that, I can't remember. In 2004, the Japanese Ice Cream Association promoted raw horse flesh ice cream in hopes that it would boost the popularity of ice cream. I don't know what they were thinking with raw horse flesh. Has anyone ever tried that as an ice cream flavour? A duck's quack doesn't echo, and no one knows why. This was challenged and proved wrong by the TV show Mythbusters. I didn't see that one. The shortest word in the English language, with all its letters in alphabetical order, is the word almost. A-L-M-N-O-P-Q-S-T. Yeah, it is the shortest. Okay. The microwave was invented after a researcher walked by a radar tube and a chocolate bar melted in his pocket. Okay. Families who do turn off the television during meals tend to eat healthier. This was regardless of family income or education. That's one thing I strongly pushed for in my family, was to, because we always used to sit down in front of the TV and we never talked or anything, so I insisted that we sit at the table and have the TV off. It was strange for the youngest child to suggest this, not the parents. Anyway, I made it a thing. In China, September 20 is Love Your Teeth Day. That's fantastic. Abraham Lincoln bought 50 cents worth of cocaine in 1860. I knew he was a druggie. I knew it. If I recall rightly as well, George Washington grew marijuana in his garden. Potato chips were invented in Saratoga Springs in 1853 by chef George Crumb. They were a mocking response to a patron who complained that his French fries were too thick. The Pacific island of Tonga once issued a stamp that was banana-shaped. Cool. In many countries, urine was used as a detergent for washing. Caffeine is on the International Olympic Committee list of prohibited substances. No. There are 24 known perfect numbers. These are numbers that equal the sum of all its divisors except itself. For instance, 6 is the lowest of these numbers. Is divisible by 1, 2 or 3, and 1 and 2 and 3 equals 6. The largest of the known perfect numbers has 12 12,003 digits. I didn't pay attention to that at all. Did anyone else? Anything to do with math just goes right over my head. No. It took over 4 years to film Milo and Otis to get the animals to do what they were supposed to. Oh, that sounds horrendous. Colgate claims Tooth Fairy as a registered trademark. Oh no. Bird droppings are the chief export of Nauru, an island nation in the Western Pacific. That's not too far from here, but the strange thing is bird droppings. Can you imagine saying that you export bird poo for a living? I don't know. I mean, it must be pretty good bird crap. Celery does make you lose calories. It doesn't have a special chemical to do so, but it has no calories, so the chewing burns the calories burned. I don't like celery, it's too stringy. Here's one for whisper crystal. In Turkey, during the 16th and 17th centuries, anyone caught drinking coffee was put to death. It's a good thing that whisper crystal likes tea. It's a good reason to not drink coffee, I say. In Korea and other East Asian countries, the age of the person is counted from conception and not physical birth. I've wondered that myself sometimes, why we weren't given the birth date from conception rather than being pushed out of a uterus. I don't know, it almost seems like more sense to go from conception date. Anyway, the Asians have it sussed. Gases that build up in your large intestine cause flatulence. It usually takes about 30 to 45 minutes for these gases to pass through your system. Uh, 52% of Americans drink coffee. Now imagine if the death rule of drinking coffee applied to them. If you counted 24 hours a day, it would take 31,688 years to reach 1 trillion. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Abraham Lincoln, his brother once saved the life of Abraham Lincoln's son. Maybe it was because he was dealing cocaine to him. It all comes around, doesn't it? This is one I already knew. When an orange is shown in any of the Godfather movies, this means that someone is about to die or a close call is to occur. I always found that quite interesting why they did that. Wow, despite a population of over 1 billion, China has only about 200 family names. I don't know how reliable this is, but I'll read it. Nobody knows what happened to the body of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. During his funeral in 1791, a thunderstorm suddenly appeared, and his funeral party dropped the coffin and ran for cover. When they returned, the coffin was gone. I don't know. I may have read this one before, but it's hilarious. If you sneeze too hard, you can fracture a rib. If you try to suppress a sneeze, you can rupture a blood vessel in your head or neck and die. Honeybees have hair on their eyes. Egyptians shaved off their eyebrows to mourn the death of their cats. Oh no. It takes 8.5 minutes for light to get from the sun to Earth. In Mexico, the tooth fairy is known as the tooth mouse. Although construction of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Strasbourg started in 1015, it was not until 1439 that the spire was completed. Tomatoes, or tomatoes, were once referred to as love apples. This is because there was a superstition that people would fall in love by eating them. Reserves from the Irish Army were used as extras in the movie Braveheart. Good to know they were put to good use, at least. During World War II, bakers in the United States were ordered to stop selling sliced bread for the duration of the war on January 18, 1943. Only whole loaves were made available to the public. It was never explained how this action helped the war effort. 101 Dalmatians and Peter Pan are the only Disney animations in which both of the characters' parents are present and don't die during the movie. Now, I hate to shatter everyone's childhood dreams, but Disney movies are in fact evil. You take any Disney movie and think about it closely, and you will find that it's evil. Seriously. I was disgusted too when I learned that. Dreamt is the only English word that ends in the letters MT. In China, people eat 1 bar of chocolate for every 1,000 chocolate bars eaten by the British. Oh, no wonder the British are so sweet. We blink our eyes once every 6 seconds. In the course of a lifetime, we blink about 250 million times. That fact needs to be defined a bit better, because apparently women blink twice as much as men, so I don't know who that's aimed at. Emus and kangaroos cannot walk backwards and are on the Australian coat of arms for that reason. Nice one, Australia. Good on ya. Oh wow. Whispering Canadian, if you're listening, I want you to tell me if this is correct. In Vulcan, Alberta, Canada, the tourist welcome sign is written in both English and Klingon, the language from Star Trek. I'd be very interested to know if that's right. Okay, and the last fun fact for the evening, and to finish on a high note. If you fart consistently for 6 years and 9 months, enough gas is produced to create the energy of an atomic bomb. We can do amazing things with our bodies. Anyway, that's enough for now. Hopefully I'll do that again.